I have been watching lectures on YouTube, biology lately. When I was in school, the only class I got a perfect grade in, even got all the extra credit, was chemistry. The teacher had this grading system. If you got perfect grade in one semester, then that was the grade you got in both, even if you did nothing but goof off the second semester. Well, I got a perfect grade in both semesters because the subject just held my attention so much that I was unable to stop. How chemicals bonded and reacted with each other. It was magical to me, and it still is today. It's so very simple for me to grasp. I avoided biology. I thought the subject would be boring to me. That was until I recently studied a bit about how cells and DNA worked. Then it clicked. Life is a series of chemical reactions. Each cell is a beaker producing and causing these chemical reactions. The resulting chemicals move into other cells and react with other molecules and produce process, and the process continues. At the basic level of life, we are walking intelligent chemistry laboratories. This is what sparked my interest in biology, specifically cellular structures and functions. So I have been absorbing these new fields. And the more I learn, the more I wish I had included these in school. The complexity and elegance of life is one that is so simple for me to understand now, and even more magical. The wonder is made more magical in light of evolution. It makes me wonder why anyone who is in their right mind would refuse to learn of the splendor of the universe. In light of science, the universe becomes more grand and beautiful. Life becomes more meaningful than any tale of mythology could even come close to describing. Poetry is not in the words, but in the very atoms of life, for these atoms are in a constant chain reaction of chain reactions producing us. I have come to a simplistic description of higher life forms that is more poetic than anything I have heard from religion. A description that captures the poetry and beauty of life. But this will only be poetic to those who have a modicum of scientific understanding. For without the understanding of how the universe works, these words will be lost in the vacuum of belief and irrationality that is mythology. With knowledge and science, I can explain to you anything I learn. But if you wish me to word it in a manner that is religious, I cannot, for the words and concepts of religion are lacking severely. Higher life forms are colonies of single-celled animals working together to organize chemical reactions that power the larger organisms. We are the sum of our parts, yet our parts are just as wonderful as the sum. The description lingers in my mind, and it is as if I can see a world within my own body. A world inhabited by animals that make up what is me. Animals that do not think but serve an important purpose to my very survival and their own. For not only do these animals keep the chemical reaction that produces me organized, they also make me possible as my person is part of these animals. They and I are one, yet so very different. I do not give them jobs. They just know their jobs. It is what they are for. This division of labor, this specialization of functions is what allows us higher order life forms, us more complex organisms to move, communicate, even to think. In essence, we are not one organism. We are in fact each a collection of animals, all working together to survive. Each organ is a colony of specialized animals which manage specific chemical reactions. This is something that is more profound than anything I have ever thought of in all my years. A deep understanding of self that religions could have never offered me. Yet without scientific understanding, these words I am saying are meaningless. Often DNA is referred to as software or a program. Being a programmer and knowing a bit of chemistry, I can and will, of course, say this is highly inaccurate. The descriptive is far from what the genetic code is, as it does not explain what it really does. It oversimplifies it too much. Also, even the most dynamic computer programs are still rigid codes. Each step is a law in the program, and each byte is a rigid form of data. The flow of information for computers is not as fluid or as elaborate as it appears. No, the DNA is actually a recipe of chemical reactions that reproduce or that produce the effect of living. We are a chemical chain reaction, part of a larger chemical chain reaction, and the result of many smaller chemical chain reactions. DNA is the recipe of chemical reactions that produces the best results for the environment we are part of. Even our senses can be broken down into a series of chemical reactions resulting from chemical reactions around us. Our thoughts are chemical reactions resulting from chemical reactions. Our emotions are chemical reactions which produce more chemical reactions. Our very lives are chemical reactions, the exchanges of electrons, the sharing of electrons, all culminating to control our very movements. In a truly deep way, we are the universe. If we consider all the aspects of biology, genetics, and natural sciences, we can see the fact that we are part of a complex series of chemical reactions sparked by one single event at the beginning of time, space, and matter. We are not only stardust, we are stars.